Hey everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comedian, host of Bachelor Recap, a Guys Review. One more story for you guys today. I just did a story about Matt James on the golf course and the bullying that happened with his friends, and I was just alerted that at the 30-second mark, I confused Matt James and Dale Moss's names, so I apologize for that. Not an expert here. This video is about Dale Moss and Clare Crawley and their breakup, and of course, breakup vacations. They both went on separate vacations, one to the snow, one to the beach. I'll get into all of that, but I thought this was really interesting. I saw this video, again, shout out to BachelorNation.scoop. They've got all the great videos. They save everything once the contestants delete all of them. But where is it right here? This is the Dale Moss video. So after I play the Dale Moss video, I want to play a video about body language. And someone, shout out to Susan over there in Washington, had texted me that it appeared that some of Dale Moss's body language would come off as him being insincere. So we'll look at that, and then afterwards we'll play their updated Instagram stories. I wish, as much as you guys wish, that they would just have like an hour-long podcast where they just aired out their grievances and everyone moved on. But it just looks like we're going to have this cornucopia of baloney as we have he said, she said. They're both still posting on social media, doing that whole thing like, I'm going to one-up you with how cool I am after the breakup. We know how it goes. We've all been there. All right, so let me play Dale Moss. I'll play this video first, and then we'll watch the body language expert.
What's up, y'all? I finally feel comfortable getting on here after having some time to process everything that's gone on. And I know a lot of y'all have seen me smile on social media and say I don't seem as burdened by this, but that's the farthest thing. Like, this time has sucked. And thank God I have the friends and the family that I have, because they've literally had to carry me through the last 2+ weeks. And building a relationship is tough, especially when you're doing it in the public eye, and media will take things and run with them. People will spread lies or always want to point the finger, but the fact of the matter is there's no one person to blame in this situation. And like every relationship, we've had our ups and downs and, have gone through our things, but, the statements that came out, like, this didn't come out of nowhere. And I love Clare and respect Clare enough to let her know how I feel, even if that's expectations of everybody else. And it's gonna take time. I wanted nothing more than to make this relationship work, and I put my heart and soul into it each and every day. And I wanted nothing more than to build a healthy relationship. And while this is going to be difficult, what you'll see from me is trying to practice what I preach and continue to put my best foot forward each and every day. And while trying to find some sense of normalcy, I'm also going to continue to try to find joy and happiness in each day and continue to share that. And everything else is in God's hands. So you all for all the support. The outreach and the messages have been truly amazing. And it's helping a lot during this time, and I'll never forget it.
There it is, folks. Okay, and of course in the comments we said, this man needs to stop. A great actor. Look, I'm going to give Dale some credit here. And again, maybe I'm just naive, but I think the guy really is going through a lot. I don't think anyone can ever really understand what it's like to be whether shamed or just feel the wrath of the internet. And again, I bet you if he just logged off social media, he would not have a lot of these problems, because the way it works is you just have to not read what the crazies are saying out there. And that goes for me too. Like, if Dale Moss is going through a breakup, he shouldn't be like watching a video like this, because it's just a bunch of us Bachelor Nation people sort of who don't really understand what happened. Now, of course, if we can rewind for a second, Dale posted an Instagram story, kind of publication PR statement about his breakup with Clare. We are hoping for the best. We've decided we. And then Clare, like 2 days later, goes, no, that's not how it's going down. So clearly they weren't on the same page. He's saying, that he was as accurate as he could be. And it's going to be one of those he said, she said. A lot of people in the comments have said, well, Claire's, showed the sort of lack of mental awareness where, like, he could have very well broken up with her and she could have thought, oh, it's just a weird week, we'll get back to it. They for all we know, they could have had passionate breakups in the past and gotten back together just in this short amount of time. When you're sort of like flaring up and having these, I call them limbic flares, where you're having this fight or flight response during a fight, you might say things that are crazy, and eventually they've broken up. But this was sent to me. Now, this is from the YouTube channel Observe. It's a body language analyst reacting to Ellen DeGeneres' insincere apology. So he shows ways that she was insincere. So I'm going to play just like 30 seconds of this, and then we can apply it to Dale and see if it was the same with him. Maybe this is why I'm not good at poker. I don't read people that deeply. I watched Dale, and it looked like he was sincere, but Dale had said, his statement didn't come out of nowhere, obviously. So they were going through some sort of breakup. His statement didn't necessarily come out of nowhere, but clearly they weren't on the same page. And he says, this time has sucked. Now, people have run with that going, oh, sorry, it sucks for you. But it's like, yeah, it's allowed to suck for someone even if they're the one who initiated the breakup. Because even though he initiated the breakup, we don't know what happened to get to that point. We don't know much about him. He was on the show for a couple episodes. So I think it's smart and important to not give anyone really the benefit of the doubt. With all that said, it sounds like he was a little over his head when it came to his statement. That should have been, done. They should have made the statement and then signed their names at the bottom, liked each other's, and then got off social media. None of this would have happened. So let's watch this body language analyst. And again, I don't know if any of this holds up in the court of law as far as what people's body language is, but let's check this out.
Super terrific. I'm so happy to be back in the studio. There are a lot of things I want to talk about. I've been looking forward to addressing it all directly.
Okay, now her expression has changed, and the tone of what she's saying has changed. So that lines up there. There's synchronization between that. However, it's interesting, and I'm going to make a note of this, and we're going to see it again and again as the video continues. She does this head shake while saying something that will be done or is doing. So it's an action-based thing that will happen while shaking her head no, which usually is a do not. Think of it this way. When you nod, it's a I will do or I am doing or doing something or do something. When you shake your head no, it's a I will not do something, I won't do something, blah, blah, blah.
Interesting. I'll put a link to this whole video in the description if you guys want to go check that out after. But very interesting. Let's just watch a quick 5 seconds of Dale again and see if he's kind of doing that, kind of negating himself.
In the public eye, and media will take things and run with them. People will spread lies or always want to point the finger, but the fact of the matter is there's no one person to blame in this situation. And like every relationship, we've had our ups and downs and have gone through our things, but the statements that
it's a stretch, guys. It's a stretch. I'm no expert. I'm taking what he's saying as if it means a lot to him. He says this time has sucked. I don't know if that means because of the heartbreak or because of the outpouring of negativity and a lot of people thinking he's just some guy in it for the fame or in it for this. We can walk and chew gum at the same time, can't we, folks? Maybe someone's in it to boost their career but also wants love out of it. I mean, I think those are two different processors on our internet browser that we have there, the brain and the heart, 2 different tabs. Or if you're like my fiance, you got 15 different tabs. Her computer's going to crash. All right, so here's what's going on with Claire. Let's check Claire out right here.
Bundled up.
No.
Right now, my sister and I are going up to the snow for a little bit. It's easy for me to want to stay in sweats right now and just stay home. So I'm getting out, fighting it, getting some fresh air, and hopefully I don't regret it. I hate being cold. I have to tell you guys, though, what's making this drive kind of enjoyable is the playlist that I am working on right now that you guys are sending me suggestions on. I'm seriously listening to all the music. There is so many awesome, empowering songs on there. So, coming at you soon.
So I don't know. I mean, she doesn't look like she's having the worst days of her life, but that's part of the deal, right? Is that you got to have a friend. And again, this goes back to the Colton Underwood story when he was obsessing over Cassie and putting a tracking device, allegedly, I think he admitted to it, on her car. They found him at 3 a.m. in the alleyway. When he's doing all this, he should have had a friend driving him into the mountains to go chop wood and roast some s'mores and do whatever you got to do. Claire, I think, I could be wrong, but she seems like the type who's very introverted, who normally would not ask for help and might just internalize and stay at home and not eat for 10 days, which can lead you to rumination. It's so bad when you just ruminate, you think obsessively of thoughts over and over. It's an anxious thing to do. It's when you have anxiety, you're thinking of things that haven't happened yet. You're fearing, and it's just wildfire in your head. So for her to have her sister, whoever it is, that's taking her up to the mountains, this is a really healthy thing to do after a breakup. Now we'll notice Dale doing the exact opposite. Let's check Dale out. He's on a flight. Where's he going? There he is. Quick reset, he's calling it. Those eyes to the camera. Not a big fan. And they're going to Florida. So there it is, folks. One going to the mountains, one going to Florida, but same message, right? The same message, which is got to get out of town. You can't be sitting on the couch where you used to, hook up with your boyfriend or girlfriend and then just sit there feeling pity for yourself. You got to sort of shake off and, like you said, a reset. If you're going through a breakup, if you're going through any heartache, you got to reset yourself. You got to sort of wipe that oxytocin off, which is the commitment molecule. Of course, when I look at Claire, I see someone who's like, she's a special breed. She seems like a great person. I don't necessarily see her for who she is when she's having these limbic flares where she's yelling at the guys because they didn't kiss her in time and she went in for the kiss and the guy delayed and she's pushing him away. That's all insecure, like inner child, never recovering from your trauma type of stuff. I'm not qualified to work on you with that, but it's easy when you see it, though, to be like, oh, yeah, we've all kind of been with someone like that. And it doesn't mean that Dale should be with her because, no one should have to deal with someone else's problems like that. But wait, everyone comes with baggage, folks. We all come with baggage. And for Dale, obviously, he feels like he's getting more hate than he deserves in this situation. And maybe he does wish that he could share some details, and maybe he will. Unfortunately, they got off to a bad breakup start when they weren't on the same page. And this is kind of what happens when you're not on the same page, I guess. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And if you're around tomorrow, I'm doing a 10-hour live stream to celebrate my 10,000 subscribers that we just hit. That'll be from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Taking phone calls from some other Bachelor people in the community, past contestants, some villains. Hopefully they'll be calling in. And I'll be taking your voicemails if you guys want to call in and chat all day tomorrow. So the link to that will be in the comments below, and you can click there and RSVP. Anyway, folks, we'll see you next time. Thanks for checking this out. Bye, everybody.